You're such an asshole!
Hey guys, this is Chad Elkins here again, coming at you because Clary asked me to respond to one of his clients' video requests. It's accounting related, so he thought I'd have a good perspective on it. I'm going to go ahead and just jump right into it and read the letter. It's tax season, and I got a ton of work to do, and I'm just taking a break, so I'll just start reading the letter right now. Dear Cappy, I'm a 21-year-old accounting student in my third year at some dirt cheap public liberal arts school. Liberal arts? I thought all of those were expensive private schools. Anyway, don't worry about giving me advice about how to obtain a CPA in my state. I have it figured out. I enjoy my accounting and finance courses. I've been breezing through school because accounting is easy. Except tax because it's too dry? Well, hold on. It's not dry for everybody, but anyway. After reading about public accounting, I realize I cannot be a public auditor for a long-term career. The hours are too long, and therefore they don't actually make hardly anything good in terms of dollars per hour. That's true. They do look good on the resume, I'll say that. I need to become a private accountant or financial analyst doing a simple 9 to 5 shift. The problem is I've become paranoid about the prospect of managerial accounting, cost accounting, and financial analysis becoming completely automated. For the following decade, accounting should be a safe career choice from automation, with only the bookkeeping jobs going away. However, with machine learning technology advancing throughout the coming decades, the accounting profession as a whole, except for high-level tax professions, the worst in accounting. All right, man, enough of the tax bashing here. Some of us really like it, and just because you can't hack it in it or you don't understand it doesn't mean it's the worst part of the whole profession, okay? Anyway, so you're worried that these are all going to become fully automated. And he goes on to say, some researchers claim accounting can still be saved, but the tasks they claim future accountants will do are vague strategy roles like business partners to the company. What? Will I be forced to become an ideas guy? I don't think they truly know jack shit about what accountants of the future will be doing. Maybe they will be of use to a company, maybe not. Who the hell wants to take the risk of perhaps becoming obsolete? I don't think you have to worry about that, but I'll talk about it. What should accounting majors and professionals do? Accounting professionals are all fucked except high-level tax, and I feel accounting should be labeled a worthless degree because it soon will be. It won't. I've been recently thinking about changing majors to applied math and becoming an operations research analyst. It's the only other degree and career I'm willing to do, and it's not susceptible to automation. All right, I'm going to leave that part to Clary if he wants to talk about that. I'm not really sure what that is, so I'll just stick to my thoughts on accounting. If you agree with me, I would like you to admit accounting into the worthless degree pile, except if one wants a career in corporate real estate and S-corp taxation. If you disagree, please provide arguments and reasoning why I am over-exaggerating or outright wrong on this issue. All right, well, I vehemently disagree about this, and I'm going to tell you why. Jotted down a couple of notes here. All right, I'm not even going to talk about tax because you hate it so much. It wouldn't be worth it for me to tell you that, you're going to be fine if you go into tax. But I will tell you, regardless of what you do on accounting, the reason why I feel like it's a safe option, the same reasons apply to tax as they apply to like auditing and corporate accounting, assurance, and things like that. And I'm going to talk to you about a couple of them. The first thing that you need to realize with accounting is that judgment needs to be applied in all aspects of it. It doesn't mean, like, whether it's tax, whether it's, you're doing public auditing on a Fortune 500, or you're just even balancing a company's books, you need to apply judgment. And that is just not something that technology is ever going to evolve enough to do. Now, you sort of answered your own question a little bit in the email. You were like, well, I feel like regular bookkeeping jobs are just becoming automated and they will become completely obsolete. I actually somewhat agree with you there. I think that, people like accounts payable, accounts receivable, the more clerical roles where you can just punch in invoices and then decide which accounts they go to on the various income statements and balance sheets. I do think those are actually going away. So that is true, but at the same time, those are very low level, and people with accounting degrees typically don't even go into them. Those are more for people that it's more old school. Like people with high school degrees tend to do those more often than not, which I'm not knocking. It's just, it's a very low skilled job in the accounting world. So yeah, those are going away. But okay, so you don't want to go into tax, you want to go into other things. It's just impossible for software programs to get it all down without a human touch to it. I mean, whether it's month-end close or whether it's reconciliations or whether it's doing adjusting journal entries, you need to have a human look at that, because it's just not, you're not going to be able to deal with mistakes and error, modifying accounts. A lot of times software will automatically put something as an expense when it's supposed to be a fixed asset, or they'll depreciate something wrong. It's just impossible to calibrate everything perfectly, so you're going to need to have a human there to do that. So that's why. And another thing, this applies to tax, but it also applies to GAAP accounting and corporate accounting. The rules are always changing every year, and half the time they're open to interpretation anyway. So a software, I mean, sure, a software can update how it treats certain things, but it can't do things like plan for the future and decide the best method of depreciation based on a corporate strategy, or decide which expenses are best to incur now versus later. It can't do that. It's a robot. It needs a human there to decide how to treat these things, and you can't really pre-program that because it's unique in every instance for every company. For every time period, you need to have an accountant there to say, okay, it makes sense to recognize these expenses as quickly as we can for purposes of profit, and then we can delay these and make them deferred assets or liabilities. So a software, it just can't do it. Now, there's something else I wanted to talk about. It's a little more high level, but let me get into this. The whole purpose of accounting, I mean, this is like accounting 101 when you walk in there in undergrad and they're telling you what accounting even is. The whole point is to provide information about a financial position, which includes performance and changes, so that it's useful to a wide range of users for making financial decisions. Okay? Now, who are these users? They're users like me or you. We want to know if maybe we want to invest in a stock, so we'll take a look at the financial statements, we'll take a look at the debt levels, we'll take a look at, whether they have a lot of leverage, or whether, they're going to run out of money soon, how their profits are doing, and that's fine. But the real money is in Wall Street. Those guys, the big money, the traders, all those fat cat type people. Do you really think that they are all going to be comfortable relying on reports, 10K, 10Q reports that were generated from a software program that had no human being in there to comb over its accuracy? Because that's just not going to happen. I mean, there's trillions of dollars on the line with this stuff, and no matter what happens, whether it's the lowest level, staff accountant, senior accountant in a Fortune 500, all the way to the top, to CFOs and the hedge fund managers, you have to have reliable information. And I'm saying that there's absolutely no way, no how, that people are going to be comfortable having software programs just run this without human beings there to check over everything and to make sure that everything is how it should be. It's just not going to happen. That's the whole reason we have auditors. That's why auditing exists, is because you need to have human beings there to make sure that the information is accurate. Otherwise, How can you rely on any records? So I would just say I understand your concern. You're worried that programs are becoming advanced. You've got QuickBooks. Basically, you can put in an invoice and it like recognizes immediately where it should go. Sure, like I said, that's happening, and some lower level jobs may be affected by that, but you're always, always, always going to need to have somebody certified in there to sign off on the transactions. Otherwise, there just won't be confidence in these financial statements. So I would say I disagree. He actually put more in the email, which talked about people like Mark Cuban and some others who were saying that accounting is in trouble. I just don't buy any of it. I do freelance corporate accounting work when it's not tax season. I consult, and it's just not happening. There's too much that goes into month-end close, reconciliation, journal entries. You just can't automate that stuff. People are trying to do it, but it's I don't think that it can be done without all kinds of mistakes and going back and correcting things. It's just too hard. There's too much judgment involved. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. Maybe Aaron can answer your other question about, what was it? Operations research analyst. I'm just not sure what that is, but I would say accounting does not belong into the worthless major pile. I will say, I've said this on videos in the past, you have to get your CPA as soon as possible, because if you don't, then you're not going to be able to get into the types of positions that are safe from automation. So I'll just leave it at that for now, and if you have any questions, just put them in the comments.